it's another very beautiful experience today in Nigeria, but particularly in Ogun State, West Africa, in Nigeria here. Let me start by saying that for a long time, Nigeria, the political class in Nigeria have tried to give strength to the 37% affirmative act that gives the women the power, the political power to be in position of authority and to determine the future of the women folk and the youths and the society at large. But right now, in Ogun State, a cosmopolitan state to some extent, an industrial state, and one of the most, let me say, intelligent state. Let me use that language because Ogun has produced a whole lot of intelligent people across Nigeria, across West Africa, especially administrators, doctors, lawyers. In fact, it is said to be one of the states that have contributed to the presidential GDP of Nigeria 3 times in terms of generals, politicians, and people of high intellectual sagacity. But right now something new is happening in Ogun State. The people of Ogun State for the first time are asking for a female governor. And this is real. When we heard the story, we didn't take it into cognizance. We thought it was a lie until we went to town and we discovered that there is indeed a woman that is vying for the first time to rule Ogun State under the party called United Democratic Party, UDP. It's something that is very unique and it's something that is giving a whole lot of people and driving a lot of adrenaline in Ogun State now. But another thing about the woman is that she's someone that is also said to be a passionate giver, someone whose blood cell is about giving, somebody who believes in the art of changing lives. She's someone that is very prominent in our own area and in our locality and to a large extent in Ogun State. She is Her Excellency the Jagumolu Iyalode of Igbore Kingdom, Chief Mrs. Jackie Adunni Kassim. She is the gubernatorial candidate of the United Democratic Party. And the reason is not far-fetched. The people say they want her. The people say they believe that she's a passionate giver. The people say if she becomes our governor, she's going to touch life, not just at the zenith of political leadership, but at the lowest rung, that her governance is going to touch the ordinary people. So we've been trying to reach her in the last 3-4 months, but unfortunately it's been so very difficult because she's busy. It's either she's in a school trying to raise a borehole, trying to raise some block of classroom, or trying to raise the emotional intelligence of the student. Her business is just about making people happy, changing lives and giving succor to the populace. But today, by the special grace of God, after so much effort, we met her somewhere in the Joju area of Songwater in Ogun State, and our aides have been able to let us into her ambience, and we thank her for this wonderful chance. Your Excellency, we give you so much honor.
Thank you.
It's not been so very easy to reach out to you. I think I've heard so much about you, and we've been on your trail for many months, and we want to ask that, who is this woman? I mean, a lot of people call you Iyaduni, some call you Aduni, and some call you simply Jacko. So who is Chief Mrs. Jackie Adunni Kassim? Who is she really? Can she define who she is? Because a lot of people know you as a giver, and they also say you are a giver that hides. That when you give, you don't want people to know you. You don't want people to see. You don't want people to see your work. So, but who is Jacko?
Well, I'm just a woman that have passion for human being, and especially the less privileged ones. And of course, there's nobody that don't need help. We all do need help, but the category of help differ from one another. I have passion for students, for motherless baby homes, for the widowers, for people generally. I'm not, everybody has a problem. You know, some people will come to you, want to pay school fees. Once you can prove that it's true, they actually need it, then we go ahead and do it. School uniform, I go to school sometimes and I see some student in tattered uniform. That time I decided that, okay, 200, 300 students, I would like to put a new uniform on their body.
To sponsor their dress?
Yes, I team up with my Red Cross. We gave them a few, each student had two uniform, two pairs of shoes, socks, 2 pairs of socks, shoe bags, book bag and some books. You know, just something to encourage them and to lead them along. And those are the few things that actually makes me happy.
Are you sure? Those are things that make you happy?
Yes, when I put a smile on somebody's face.
Because a lot of people in your position, when they are rich and comfortable, would like to go on holiday to Dubai, go on holiday to London, to Switzerland. So, but what we heard about you is that you like to find yourself in far-flung areas, hinterland, to be just, if you want to go somewhere and go and build a classroom. I mean, what kind of hobby is that? So how does it make you happy to spend your money on people instead of enjoying your money?
There's so many ways you can enjoy without having to go to Dubai or go to London. Or, you know, there are places you can go here. Well, it depends on what makes everybody happy. Like every time I take people off the streets, you know, for empowerment or to give them a job, it makes me happy because that's one person off the road. You know,
somebody off the poverty index.
Yes, when you're feeding one person, that one person is feeding maybe 3-4 people. So
the ripple effect.
Yes, that makes me happy, and that's why I went into recruitment. My major job is recruiting.
Recruiting.
Yes, I do a lot of recruitment for manufacturing companies and people like that, and I've been on that one for almost 11 years.
That's over a decade.
Yes, and most time I dabble into a lot of things. I might be driving and I'll see a child not well, you know, or something is wrong. I want to stop. I want to talk to that child. I want to know what that child problem is, you know. And if I can help, I will. There was a day I was going to Abeokuta and I stopped by. My vehicle was having a little problem and I stopped by to get some water. And there was this boy on a weekend in the store.
In the store there?
With his mother. And he brought the water to me and I said, what school do you go to? And he told me and I said, why are you here? He said, I'm helping my mother to sell. And I said to myself, this must be a good boy. All his mates are on the football field or somewhere doing something.
Yeah.
And here's this boy staying in the store with the mother to help the mother to sell. And I had to get his details and everything like that. And I said to him, okay. He said he wanted to do his egg, he wanted to. And I said, okay, here's my card. Call me, let me know. And
the relationship started from there.
It started from there.
That was just what it needed to be done.
If he goes to university and he does very well, I know I've had an impact in his life, which is the most important thing.
In fact, there is something we heard about you. I mean, I think that was 3 years ago. Somebody, the wife of a commissioner now, the commissioner in Ogun State now, said that you have this habit of picking area boys off the streets and reforming them. That you have a way of citing, I mean, maybe intellectually deficient people, and you re-energize them, and there's a way you bring them back to society. I want to ask you that. What is the secret? What drives that passion? I mean, to look out for people's children that are lost on the street and, you know, re-engineer them back into the proper society. What drives that, and where did you get that kind of patience, temperament?
Well, first of all, you must know that no woman ever go to a labor room and have a new baby and you say, when my son grow up, he's going to be a thug on the road. He's going to be an area boy.
A tout.
A tout. Something must have pushed them to it. We all have a good vision for our kids. But you see, along the way, something must have triggered it off. And you have to get to the roots of what triggered that things off.
The root of the problem.
Yes. And that's why you see me with a lot of them. I talk to a lot of them. And when you actually sit down and talk to them, you find out that some of them are very intelligent.
Intelligent?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. Some of them are very, very intelligent.
Those area boys?
Yes.
That smokes, drinks?
Yes.
Maranga,
as bad as they look. As bad as they look. And those we can help, we try. I give some of them job, and you find out that the job, they are very good at their job.
Are you sure they are
when they have that opportunity
to get back into the system?
To get back into the society. Some of them, you can't actually help everybody, you know. Some of them, I mean, like sometimes when I give them money, I tell you, so when I want to get, I say, no, mommy, you know, because they know. And a lot of them, when you sit down with them and talk to them, you see that we society has a lot to do with it.
The society?
Yes, has a lot to do with
Fabric of the society.
When a child comes out of school or went to learn work and he comes out, and there's nothing to back it for him to buy that equipment to start that job, what do you expect? And that's one of the reasons I keep on telling people we have lost a lot of people unnecessarily.
So you believe we've lost a generation? And how did we get to that level? Because today you see a whole lot of bad pop culture. I mean, the in thing is that a lot of young people don't have the adrenaline to even work. Some of them are banking on government, some of them are complaining of their parents, complaining of the government nonchalant attitude towards them. But what do you think is the problem of this nefarious situation of our youth? I mean, when you have a whole lot of young people who are lotto addicts, ogogoro addicts, cigar addicts, Igbo addicts, you know, all sorts of things.
Well, the question we must ask ourselves, how did they start? They have parents. You see, I keep on telling the parents, some of the parents, sorry to say, we don't see it in time coming. Because we're so busy running after money, we want to make money, we want to do this. We leave our kids in the hand of housemaid, we leave our kids in the hands of neighbor, or we wake. Sometimes when I'm driving in the night back home, I see some children at 10, 11 o'clock in the night, they're still with their parents out there selling market, for God's sake. And that child has to wake up at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning again to go to school. After school, he doesn't go home to eat, he doesn't go home to do his homework. He stays there with the mother until the mother is ready to go. What do you expect from that child? We have lost so much. It's only when you are lucky, when you are a lucky parent, that you can manage and your child will manage to be one of the good ones.
The good ones, which is like 50% or 100%.
Go to all public schools now.
The public school, yeah.
Go to public
because
schools.
Some of us,
how many of them are actually intelligent enough in that school? Most of them don't do anything. They go there to go and play. And the few that wants to read, the few that are ready to read, they will not be able to read because all the other ones are not giving them
the attention.
They're not allowing the teacher to work on them.
Yeah.
So I think we still have to go back to basic. There's so much.
What do you mean by going back to basic? I mean, is it that because there's this perception also that the society is now a fast-lane society? That there's a perception that the society is a fast-lane society whereby the father is chasing for the little income that the demand is resting on. The mother is also chasing for little, you know, income to sustain the family life. And in the course of chasing for money, the child is left hanging under the whims and caprices of society at large, nannies, teachers, neighbors, you know, and there is no proper, you know, proper culture of bringing them up properly or to instill discipline, the old time discipline. So are we saying, how do we go back to the basic? What should we do? Is it government that we're going to hold responsible, or the church system, or the parents, or the society at large? How do we lay hand on the causes for solution?
I think we've lost so much.
We've lost so much.
We've lost so much morale. Because now, I want to be like my neighbor. My neighbor just bought a new car. I want to buy a new car too. You don't know how long your neighbor has been planning to get his own car. You don't know how long he has been saving towards it.
Or working.
But one day, he comes home with a brand new car. And everybody's like, when did Babalaga start working that place? He has already bought himself a car. Or when did his child went to America? He has already sent him a car.
That's a crazy one.
So we need to. The orientation is something that you can't really lay your hands on anymore.
I spoke to Senator Ogun on this issue the other day, and he was talking about the National Orientation Agency. That in those days there used to be, he said, in those days there used to be a kind of what can I call it, compassionate effort to reorientate, a radio jingle that is talking to parents on what to do to their children, talking to children on what to do. Don't dress like this, don't behave like this. But suddenly that agency has gone comatose, and there is no effort for reawakening. I mean, the children don't know which culture is even good now. A lot of them will just dye their hair. A lot of them will just sag their dress. A lot of them are jumping into foreign culture and all that. So how do we re-engineer the orientation machinery? I mean, so that schools, children can wake up in the morning and hear radio that this ABC attitude is alien to us, or ABC culture system is alien to us. This is what we are expected to do as Yorubas, Igbos, Hausa. So what do you think we should do? You are someone who is at the grassroots, who is always taking them back to the society, and who have seen the bad, the good, the ugly.
There's no way we can go back to where we started.
How do you mean?
If we say we're going to do that, we're deceiving ourselves, because we have gone beyond that. Like people sagging, people dyeing their hair, boys wearing earring and all that.
That's crazy.
They watch TV.
TV
is the worst thing that a child can learn from.
TV is the worst thing that a child can learn from.
You will see some kids in the house, in the party, the way they're dancing. You sit down and say, wow. But people think they're doing good things. Even some parents say, and you're looking at that child age, and you look at the kind of dance that child is doing, and you say to yourself, where did that child learn it? Where? On TV. There's nothing our children don't watch on TV anymore. There's nothing they don't watch on their phone. They pick up their phone now. They can see everything on it.
The age of mobile phones, social media.
But the only thing is,
how do we curb it? What do we do?
In my own group, when you come to my office to come and register, and you sag, I walk you out.
That's very good.
I walk you out. I'll tell you, this is a decent office. You are looking for a job with my organization. You have to dress in a decent way to come into my office.
Even those that are tattooing too.
We check them out now.
Which is, I think, we would need.
Now, after we've done all the necessary thing for you, before we call you in, we will look at your body. If you have tattoo on, sorry, I'm not going to do it. Because a lot of them, there were sometimes they say some boys, they call them Eye or whatever they call them. And as much as I like to give people opportunity, I will not take you into any of my factory where you're going to cause problem. They think it's a big deal. Some of them will come. They will work for 2-3 months. All they want is just some money to. Once they get 3 months salary, 2-3 months salary, they just leave without informing you, without telling you. And some of them, when that money finishes, they will come back again. And
looking begging.
And you say, hello, when did you leave? And he said, somebody died for me. I said, nobody died for you. They always have an excuse why they could not come back to the office to tell you what happened, you know. But I think it's everybody's job. Like I keep on saying, we all have a job. I mean, in those days, if your child do something wrong and I'm passing by and I see that child doing something wrong, I will scold that child.
The society.
I will scold that child. I will tell that child what you are doing, blah, blah. I will report you to your mom. And that child will beg. Yeah. But nowadays, I have a place that people come into. When some of those small kids, when they come in there and they see my vehicle, automatically they run back.
They disappear. They disappear. Because they know, madam, no nonsense is around.
Are you up to 18? Are you 19? I will ask for your ID card. How many people do that?
But
they are the one that has the money. They go and do call, they go and do what you call this Yahoo. And because they have money, they can insult anybody. They will tell you, go and sit down, man. I have my money to spend. And unless you're strong, there's so much going on. You can't expect government to do everything.
Yes, but government is government because we've bestowed the authority to alter, to change upon them. So where we're getting the problem, because your job, according to our finding about you, is that it's so humongous that you just want all the area boys to get into a proper living condition. But whereby you see boys smoking marijuana, and every time I arrested some boys last December in a particular place in Togate there in Bible College. They spent some days in the NDLA, you know, because I have to move in, use the police to do their job. But you ask, where are the CIDs? Where's the intelligence gathering? I mean, why should the prisons be congested? If there is a fear that these people are going to be jailed and they're going to work on a farm, and after some time, it's called a correctional center. So where is the corrective strategy? That's where I'm going. How do you think government can harness that? I mean, to take, so that these people can be afraid. The young people can be so, if I fall into this is what I'm going to get as a result. I'm going to work in the farm. You know, as a mother,
that's what I said. I've been saying this in the last 15 to 20 years. You said, don't smoke, don't take drugs. You show it on TV, don't take drugs. Do you give them alternatives?
Okay.
You want to tell me don't do this? Show me if I do that particular thing, this is how I'm going to end up. But if you don't take that particular thing, this is how I'm going to end. It's so simple. Don't take drugs, but if you're taking it at the end of your year, this is how you're going to end up. You show two mates. The one that don't take it passed through all his credits, went to university, came out, and become a successful person. If you don't show them the difference, they will not know. We can't just say, don't take drugs. They will ask you why. Shebi so and so is taking it now. You say, yes, he's taking it. But do you know so and so who don't take drugs? Do you know he's in the university now? Do you know he had become a doctor? Do you know he has went, mommy, me too, I will go to university now. Shebi lecturers are there. The system has been rotten. I interview a lot of them here. They will tell you they're university graduate. They will come in. You will interview some of them and you are going. And I'm going, no.
You're going mad. You have to go mad.
No, I don't believe it. So in some circumstances, I'd rather take a secondary school leaver than a university graduate.
You rather take a secondary school leaver?
That really actually went to secondary school.
Properly.
I'd rather take them than a university graduate. Because a university graduate is, when you interview them, they don't have anything up here. And then I'm made to know they buy their... there was one I arrested one time. They employ him as my supervisor. So most time I do random training. And I said, okay, I want bring everybody's file as supervisors. But because he knew what I was going to do, he shut down the factory, he locked his drawer, left all my equipment in there and ran away.
Ran away? I can't believe this.
Because he knew I was going to do the revival of their credential.
Okay.
I bring some people in, professional in, to do interview for some of them.
Wonderful.
And what most of them don't realize is, as the day goes by, their life is going by with it. You can't regain what you've lost last year. For the government to start now, the government have to start from the grassroots. For the new generation coming up, don't mix them with the old ones. Because no matter how good they are, when you mix them with the old ones, when they get to that age, they will start behaving like the old one because they will think that they're doing a good thing.
And let me even go to this, because I'm so surprised. You read the news today, you watch the television, you hear about lecturers using sex to score female graduates. Then the male ones, they can usually just buy their results, even buy their projects and all that. And you look at what that is going to amount to in 3 decades later, and you now ask yourself, are these people, same people are going to become House of Rep member, senators in Abuja, even governors? So when you hear this kind of story, when you read about lecturer, like the recent OAU one, remember there was a tape or a lecturer who was trying to use sex format to induce a student, and some other horrible stories across universities in Nigeria. What do you feel about our education sector? And how does it hit you as a mother and as a humanitarian?
It's very bad. It's very bad. Because your lecturer, you know, when you send your kids to school, because you're not going to be there.
Okay.
You expect the lecturer, the teachers, to be the one taking your place, to be able to do correction. But nowadays, it's sad. And when you go to any university, I don't think you can find 20% that are actually interested in education anymore. Some of them just want to take the certificate. Oh, I graduated from uni, like, what did you read? I read mass comm. Everybody now is going for business.
I understand now.
When they come and you say, oh, Yalo, please, oh, my daughter is looking for a job. And you say, okay, hi, sweetheart. What did you read? You say, mass comm. Or business admin. Business admin. For God's sake, all of them now are reading business admin. What business are they going to take care of? I'm
surprised when the factories are even checking out of Nigeria to some other countries like Ghana and the rest.
That one is another ball game. Yeah. That one is another, especially in my state here. That one is another ball game entirely. Entirely. We need to do something for them. We need to find a system we're going to use that is going to help these people so that they can expand. Everyone is choked up. Only Agbara, Songo and all that. Yep. We have massive land in Ogun State. If you make it attractive for them, there's light, there's water, they will expand so that the people in that community will be able to get jobs.
And be fixed up.
But everybody is Ota. Agbara, Ota. In Abeokuta now, a few factories are springing up in Abeokuta, but how many? What's the population?
Just a little society. Let's